Hi everyone, this is Gavin from Gavin's Gadgets. This is my review of the iFi Micro Black Label. Let's take a closer look. So here we have the box. I'm not going to spend too long dwelling on the box and contents, but this does do MQA. This is the Black Label, which means it has the new op amps. It also has the femto clock upgrade, and it's retuned. This does have iFi audio's really good 3D matrix and X bass. What's really handy, it can do, if you look down here, it can do octa-speed DSD 512, double speed DXD, PCM 32-bit at 768 kHz, and it's a USB DAC and head amp. It does feature the dual core Burr Brown chipsets. It's a true native DSD, bit perfect DSD PCM. This part is pretty awesome. So this is one of the reasons this makes this pretty special. In the turbo mode, it can knock out 10 volts RMS at 4,000 milliwatts at 16 ohms, which means it can pretty much drive any headphone. And I'll talk more about the different modes when we get to it. Obviously 3D Matrix Plus and the X bass. The X bass is really good for headphones that are very neutral or anemic in the bass side. It just fills them in, makes it really good. And it's got the iFi custom ultra low noise op amp, which really does do the job very well. And if we take a closer look at some of the brief specifications, I'll just cover off the ones that I haven't actually mentioned. It's got zero jitter femto clock system, upgraded for lower phase noise jitter. It's got the new digital engine, which is upgraded with the iFi custom ultra low noise op amp. Analog section upgraded with iFi custom ultra low noise op amps as well. Ultra low impedance. It's got the Oscard polymer capacitors and Panasonic audio grade eCPU film capacitors. This is for the Black Label edition. It covers so many different formats. It's very versatile. It's got various different filters: extreme, DC, DSD, extreme, extended, standard, bandwidth, PCM, bit perfect, minimum phase, and standard. Inputs: you've got high speed, asynchronous, I can't pronounce that, USB 2, 32-bit at 768 kHz. You can do SP, diff, coaxial, and optical for the inputs. For the output, you've got SP, diff, coaxial. Audio input is also, you can do 3.5mm. The audio output, the headphone jack, is 6.3mm. It's also got the RCA line out, 2 volt fixed, or 2 to 5 volt variable. The power output for the headphone jack, so turbo, as I said, was 10 volts with a maximum of 4,000 milliwatts at 16 ohms. These are all at 16 ohms. The normal option is 4 volts at 1,000 watts, and eco, which is really if you're using IMs, is 2 volt at 250 milliwatts, again at 16 ohms. It's a 4,800 milliamp lithium polymer battery, and you can also charge other devices, and it weighs 310 grams. So let's actually show you some of the extras that you get included with this, because iFi do include an awful lot. So I have actually unboxed this because I've been using it and testing it, but you get this really nice case to put the actual unit itself in, and I'll put the unit down here. So this is the unit here, and we'll come to that in a second. Some of the protective bits. You've got a few little note for charging, so it tells you how to charge. I'm sure you can all read that. It shows you the easy steps and what you need to do there. It shows you all the different controls. I do like how really simple all this actually is in terms of the instructions. So very nice and easy to follow. Now if you're stacking this, you do get this piece of nice bit of rubber. Get those clips out. Inside you have 2 little pouches here. Again, not sure I'll put the contents back in exactly the same order, so we won't worry too much for keeping everything neat and tidy. It's just really to quickly show you, you get a lot of stuff included with this. So in one box, You've got some RCA plugs, really nice. Again, if you're mounting this to a portable device of some sort, some bands. You've got another little adapter here for the USB, which is quite handy. And in this box, right, out, you've got your optical piece there, another little adapter, 3.5 to 3.5. You've got some little feet, and just to help you, it does come with an adapter, which I'll explain why you need that in a minute. And then you've got a really good cable here. So I'm just going to put these to one side and talk more about the unit itself, because we don't really need all the bits and extras. So there's a lot to like about this iFi audio. From a design point of view, it's really good. So on the excuse me. So on the front, obviously, is where you put your headphones in. So this is why this comes with the adapter, because if you've got IEMs that have the 3.5mm, you have X bass on, that's off. I actually quite like it on a number of my very neutral sounding headphones. This is the 3.5mm inputs and the 3D matrix sort of sound systems there. Now, when you first use this, I do recommend that you don't put it any higher than that when you first start, because this thing is super powerful, and again, you just need to be very conscious of that. So on the side here, you've got the power modes: turbo, normal, and eco. So eco would be for very sensitive IEMs, normal for everyday, turbo for ultra hard to drive headphones. You've got a polarity switch. You've got the filter for bit perfect, minimum phase, and standard. And here you have IE match, so you can have it off, high sensitivity, or ultra sensitivity. So really, if you know, there's no reason why you can't actually get your headphones perfectly lined up when using this device. You also have the preamplifier switch, or direct, on or off. And here you have smart charging, smart power, so 5 volts at 1.5 amps. So here you can actually plug in and charge from this big, I use this as a power bank and charge your phone or other portable device, which is quite handy. So on the back, you have your digital inputs, your outputs, and the SP diff in or out. Now, if you've got an Apple type of device, you will need this camera kit. This is the camera kit version 2, and the reason for that is you can see it fits really well into that slot there. And again, when you're using the supplied cables here, these fit, which way around is it? These fit really well and tight into the actual device itself. So from a sound point of view, this particular amp is quite big. So if I show you how it compares to what have we got here, this is the iDSD. You can see that it is quite a bit bigger, sort of stacking on top. You can sort of see it's the same sort of width, but it is still portable. Whilst this is a desktop amp, I could just literally, I can turn this on now. You can see the green light comes on, and that changes the colour depending on the type of digital input that's going through it. But you can use this as I say, as a portable or permanently in a desktop solution. It is truly powerful, and it has powered everything I've tried headphone wise, no problem at all. So from a sound quality point of view, this has a lot of detail. Because of the amount of power it can put out, it's very resolving. It scales really well, so if you've got music that's very dynamic with ups and downs, especially some sort of classical, something that starts very quiet and builds up, or suddenly, you know, it explodes into action. Very detailed. Some headphones work very well having the bass boost, others don't need it at all. The 3D matrix sort of brings more of a sort of live feeling. It's not my favourite, so I turn that off personally. But you do have the options, and I have been powering a number of different headphones. I haven't got anything that's ultra hard, so my Sennheiser, the HD600s. Sometimes I've tried it in turbo mode, and that's quite nice, but again, you don't need much volume when you do that. Standard seems to work very well, but when I use my IEMs, I do have it in eco down there as well. But if you have really ultra sensitive, you can actually stop the hiss. You can change the settings for the IE match there. This is the beautiful iFi Audio Micro Black Label. I'll leave a couple of links so you can find out a bit more information on this as well if you're interested. And it is portable, but it is a bit big, but it does everything. So you could have this when you're out and about, plug it in when you get home, and you've got everything you need. And this is Gavin from Gavin's Gadgets. Catch you guys soon. Bye for now.